All right. Welcome, everybody, to the CRM Sushi podcast, where I turn the tables on CRM providers and have them show us the good, the bad, the ugly of their software, so you can make an informed decision, on what's right for you. And we have two guests today, so thank you both for tag teaming. We have Miss Loretta Jones, VP of Marketing, over on, it should be our right. And also Megan Ross, marketing manager. So from Insightly, you're up in the Bay Area, right?
That's correct, right in San Francisco.
And so it's fresh on my mind. I just interviewed Mark Ripley on the Sales podcast. So you're about 5 years old, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
About 85 employees, I think he said.
Yeah, that's also correct.
And let me see if I remember the numbers. Was it 20,000 customers?
Actually, it's a little bit, it's closer to 30,000.
30,000 customers, but over like 1 million users, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
exactly.
Over about almost 1.3 million users, yes.
Yeah, that's phenomenal growth from a young company. So, well, thanks for coming on the CRM Sushi podcast, and I'll turn it over to you. As we were saying, before we turn on the record, we'll treat it like a demo, but obviously it's an interview. So, if you can walk us through maybe some of the questions you would ask, or just how you would start a demo, just to help our viewers, make an informed decision on if this is something they need to consider to grow their own sales.
That'd be great.
Great. Thanks for having us. So let me just give you a little bit of an overview of Insightly. So we are a customer relationship management application designed for small and growing businesses. Our sweet spot are businesses that have anywhere from 1 to about 200 employees. That's kind of how we define small and growing businesses.
Okay.
One of our differentiators in the marketplace is that we have native project management built in.
Okay.
So what's nice about that is if, let's say, you're in a service business, let's say you're in the advertising and media space, and you win a client, then you can take that sales opportunity and you can just convert it into a project. So let's say media and advertising, and maybe you have a contract to build a website. You take that opportunity, you convert it into a project that you can use for milestones to actually then build your website. So that's one of our competitive advantages from a product perspective, is that we have native CRM integration. In addition to our native CRM integration, because we know that small businesses like to use typically kind of best of breed applications and different applications, we are also integrated with other popular applications like QuickBooks Online, like Xero Accounting, like Box, like Dropbox, Gmail, Google Apps. So we have a number of integrations that you can use with Insightly as well.
Yeah, we really position ourselves as an easy-to-use CRM, get up and running fast, get onboarded fast, and also position ourselves as the hub of communications, sales, and collaboration. And that really, with project management integrated, allows you to collaborate with teams, bigger sales teams, bigger project teams, in order for everyone to be on the same page.
And I was going to say, typically when you think of a CRM, a lot of people think of CRM as just using a CRM to close new business. Mm-hmm. But because we have project management in there, what you can do is you can obviously close new business with the CRM portion. Then what you can do is you can track the post-sale customer interaction. Yeah. And then you can also drive repeat business because of the project management in there. The project management features in there. So that's again kind of different, a little bit more different and distinct benefits from other CRMs out there in the marketplace.
Now, like, what's the typical user switching from? Are they switching from Excel and Outlook, or are they on another platform, maybe a more expensive platform? I mean, what's kind of the typical profile?
It's kind of all of the above. So I like to put our users in 3 buckets. So we have users that are using Excel and Outlook, as you said, or maybe Excel and Gmail. They've never used a CRM before, but they're realizing that it's too difficult for them to just manage all of their customers and all of their transactions and to-do lists in their email. So they're getting to that pain point where they need something to be a little bit more organized. Then we have users that have purchased larger CRMs because of maybe they are well known in the marketplace. But what they find out is that those CRMs are too expensive for them. Maybe they're too hard for them. Maybe they weren't specifically made for a small business. So then they come to Insightly. And then we have other CRMs that have been using some of our competitors and it hasn't worked out for one reason or another. And then they will come to Insightly as well.
How do you do a level set with the third type? Because I run into this. And more times than not, I tell people to stay where they are because it can be a real pain. And usually, like if they just use what they have, they'll have a positive ROI. Maybe yours is better, right? If they use it all, but
Right.
how often do we use everything, right? And then the pain of moving, then you end up being the bad guy because they made the move, and it's like, they're going to be hard clients anyway.
Right. No, that's completely valid. I think what it is if you're already using a CRM, what we tell people is one of our favorite lines here is, the best CRM is the one that is used, right?
Yes.
If someone is using 30% or 40% of a CRM and they don't think they're getting value, then we say, hey, make a list of like your top 5 must-haves, right? And if your CRM has those top 5 must-haves, then sure, stay with it, right? Agree with you. But if it doesn't, maybe it has 4 out of 5 or 3 out of 5, come and see if Insightly has those 2 that you need. And if it does, then think about switching. But you're right, the switching costs are maybe not that high from a actual monetary perspective, but they're definitely high from a productivity and a trying to learn and a learning curve perspective for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we think about also, implementation when people are implementing CRM to think about what are your goals and if you're going to get ROI. And if people aren't implementing it right or correctly or have it just constantly just putting data in there, it's kind of a mess and there's duplicate data everywhere. And we really suggest when moving to Insightly, just really get your data clean and concise and know what your goals are. So maybe it is better if you're not using it correctly and someone was using it and just inputting data and you don't even know what you were doing with it. It was duplicate and it really doesn't reflect how your business is run. It might make sense to move over and start from scratch.
Yeah, true. So do you have like a services side or an onboarding that you help? I mean, is it optional or do you offer it? Is there a fee or how does the onboarding work?
Yeah, no, we do have onboarding. So if you are on a paid plan, we have a number of onboarding options for you. The first one is just starting with a phone call, and then it kind of goes from there. In addition, we do have additional services for a fee. The onboarding part is not charged an additional fee. That's included in your license cost. But we do have kind of advanced services that you can get for an additional fee. We also have what we call Insightly Heroes, and these are third-party small business companies that will help you implement Insightly or maybe train you on Insightly. And you can find our Insightly Heroes in our online community.
Okay. And also we have onboarding webinars featuring yours truly. And so, so it's live also. So we take Q&A at the end to make sure if you have any pressing questions in the webinar to really cover what you're looking for, we can either answer your question or kind of guide you to the right.
Okay, we're done. Y'all, you get Megan. So just go buy Insightly. That's enough. Interview's over.
So you're buying?
Here's my credit card.
Awesome.
So can we take a look? Can you share screens and
definitely
give us a little clicky click and I'll link as well to your pricing page and where they can order because you offer a 14-day free trial, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
And do most people start there or do they start with a phone call to kind of kick things around or?
Most people start with either a free account because we have a free account or a 14-day trial of one of our premium plans because our whole model is to try and be as self-service as possible.
Okay.
If people want more information, we're happy to have them call our sales team and to get more information, maybe to create kind of a custom pricing and custom package for them if that's something that they're interested in. Or if they want to try it by themselves, they can just go right ahead and do something right on our website.
Okay.
Okay, so hopefully you can see my screen right now. And so what I wanted to show before we're really going to go into everything is kind of what you first see when you first log in. So the home screen is your most recent activities, tasks or to-dos, like you would assign yourself related maybe to a customer or an opportunity, or that you'd maybe sign someone else if it's related to a project. Tasks can be in other places as well. Then contacts are people that you have relationships with. So they could be your customers, your suppliers. So they're people who actually know who you are, especially for post-sales and repeat business, or if other people are involved in the sale, that's where your contacts would be. Organizations, or if you sell to companies, or they could be standalone, just organizations. Leads are for sales. And so they're for the sales team, for you to have the ability to prospect and talk to people who don't know who you are yet. And so you want to make sure that you treat these people differently than you do people who actually have bought from you, to make sure that you're nurturing them and building that relationship effectively. Opportunities are sales pretty much. So anything with a dollar amount, it could be, if you're tracking revenue or if you're in a nonprofit tracking donations, but pretty much have a number tied to it. Projects are those bigger to-dos that might involve multiple people, timelines, milestones. So you just want to make sure that you're tracking those effectively. Emails are where a lot of your emails are stored, and reports. So what I could go into
now, is this just the standard home screen or dashboard that like by default all users go to?
Yeah, when you first log in, pretty much this is what you're going to see. Usually, if you're a salesperson, you might log in and see what your open leads are, or you might log in and see what tasks you have open.
So can the user set what they see by default?
I know they can't really set the home screen, but they can kind of set what you want to be shown on the home screen. So if I want to show activity, you can do that. So this is like my own recent activity, or is this like tracking visitors to the website, like their activity? No, it's going to be the activity within your CRM.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you wanted to come in every day and say, oh, what are my tasks today? You could go to this task screen right here, and you can see, for example, these are all the tasks that I would need that are sorted by me, Loretta Jones. You can see up in the corner, it says filter by user. So for example, we could filter it by anybody else who was using Insightly, right? So we could, for example, it's sorted by Megan. If Megan clicks on that, you can see her. You can see her task possibly, right? So there you go, right there.
Now, this is showing what has happened. Right?
Yeah.
Or can I see like what I need to do?
What you'd probably do if you want to see what you need to do, you would go in your task section and then
okay.
To-dos.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Open tasks and probably look at these overdue tasks, which are a little bit insane because this is my, but this would be due tomorrow and then later task. Most likely if you're using this every day, it should be nice and clean and make sure that you have no overdue tasks.
So can you click on one of those, one of the overdues?
Oh, yeah, sure. So if you see here, we have categories for tasks. You can do that yourself. But if you want to just look, you'll see here that this is overdue, how much. Also, another really great thing about Insightly is our linking capability. So you can link any item to any item. So you see this is linked to Dan Jacobson. Good. If I look here, I have all my tasks. This is Dan's contact record. Sure. I have all the tasks associated with Dan. And then that was that task we were just looking at.
Right.
Another thing that you can do with linking, which is another differentiator of our CRM, is you can link, like I said, any item to any item. So you can link contacts to contacts and create your own relationships with them. So maybe I referred Dan and you want to mark that referral, or you could do that. Or if I want to have this task related to another person within Insightly, another contact, I can easily do that. So,
and how would I set the relationship with Bart Simpson right there?
You can't really do it right there, but at a contact record, if you're looking right here at Dan, if I want to kind of jump to the bottom, you can see here that if I were to put Bart, actually, this computer loves to, you can easily set the relationship.
Oh, there you go. Okay, cool.
Yeah, all of these are actually customizable in our system settings.
Okay, that's cool.
So Bart actually has a lot going on if you want to kind of look at Bart's contact record.
You know, Bart gets a bad rap. He's really an overachiever.
Yeah. Bart has plenty of relationships with a lot of people. This is not the best computer for a demo, but you can see here that this is Bart's linked to a lot of people. It just really shows that how Insightly can really mirror how your network is actually in your life is, because like I said, a lot of CRMs work and link hierarchically, and that's not really a reflection of how life is, because there are multiple people involved, and so you can actually leverage your network within Insightly. So as you see here, it's a customer of Hobbs. Megan referred him. So if I kind of jump into Megan, I see automatically this two-way linking, and that really allows you to kind of jump into Insightly. If you need to leverage someone in your network, you can easily do that. Or you can even see here at the bottom that he's linked to all these opportunities.
Right. So on the right there, that's cool. Is that dynamic, pulling up their social profiles where they use that email address?
Yes, we're going to be kind of changing the UI on that. But yes, what we dynamically do is pull in public profiles that are on either LinkedIn or Twitter or
that are associated with that email.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so if you want to actually click right here, just to show you quickly, this shows Bart. And now I have to see his updated LinkedIn information before I get on the phone with him. With Twitter specifically, it's great because usually Twitter people are posting all the time. So you can have information with him about, he just got the Pioneer Award. I can get on the phone with him and kind of talk to him about that have a conversation.
That's slick.
Yeah. So with a contact record or any record in Insightly, we have history, emails, notes, files, and Loretta mentioned we link with Dropbox, Box, OneDrive, and Google Drive. Tasks, these are a bunch of tasks. Events, which are on your calendar, QBO and Zero. So that's actually available on our free account, our QBO and Zero integration, which is another thing that's really great for people who are maybe smaller companies and want a solution they can grow with, or even like accounting firms who, once again, are smaller and want to be able to recommend solutions to their clients. They could be able to do that with Insightly, because we do have a free account.
Right, and for those of you that aren't familiar with the lingo, QBO is QuickBooks Online.
Yeah, sorry. So we talked about contacts are your customers, but I can kind of jump in here and just show you how a opportunity looks like. So an opportunity, like any other record I talked to you about, has history, emails, notes, files, task events, and that accounting software. Also here you see that this one is actually closed. It's a one opportunity, but there's the value, and also here we have pipelines. So you can actually specific stages that are specific stages that relate to your business, and make sure you're tracking within those specific stages. Also within stages, you can create different, we call them activity sets, which are a template of tasks. So every time in the final follow-up, you have to send these 3 tasks. They're automatic. You could do that. So as an administrator, you could set up, how do I want sales to follow up? How do I want to make sure that opportunities are moving through the funnel the way I want them to, the way that they're tracked appropriately, to make sure nothing falls through the cracks. And this could be, these pipelines are not only within opportunities, but they're in projects as well. So within that post-sales activity and onboarding, if there's specific tasks that not only relate you, but other people, as you see here, this is something that's automatically assigned to a team. You could do that really easily with Insightly.
So can an individual make their own, or is this like a company-wide?
So only people who are administrators can create activity sets.
Okay.
Can, as an individual, create repeat tasks. And yeah, so we don't want the ability, as you know, being having a system and giving everyone administrating rights gives the ability for people just to create, just makes the CRM kind of a mess.
Yep.
So you really suggest one person pretty much championing CRM implementation, talking to the different people who are stakeholders who are using CRM to make sure they feel supported and that they can hit their goals. And if their goals is winning sales, you want to make sure that they could do that effectively. Or if it's speeding, making sure nothing falls through the cracks and putting in that process in place, then yeah, you have to make sure that that person who's your administrator is being able to support you that way.
Right. The idea is really to offer best practices, right? So once you figure out for example, what is your best sales process, right? You have a call, you have a demo, you have approval, right? You want to make sure that every person in your sales team follows that practice, because that's your best practice. And so that's why these types of things aren't available for every user to change, but your administrator can change it. And obviously these are flexible. So for example, you can see that this pipeline has 6 stages, but maybe the salespeople down the road say, hey, we need another step added, or we need to shorter, right? Then you can obviously flexibly change that, but you want to make sure that everybody's following the same steps.
Yeah, and also there's multiple pipeline stages you can do. So if you're a specific salesperson who works on maybe larger deals that have a longer sales cycle that might have approval, you might want to add that stage.
So you have, so if I understand, so you have different pipelines.
Yeah.
For different users, basically.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
You can just pick the pipeline. So this was another pipeline I just picked, and it's called standard op stages, and these pretty much are.
So to move me from stage 1 to stage 2, as a user, I just go over there on the right and just click, I'm in stage 2 now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Automatically.
Yeah.
And if you want to look at the opportunities at a glance in our view, it could give you that beautiful visual of where your opportunities are. So maybe as a manager, you can kind of jump in and see if your opportunities are in the beginning stages, end stages, and you can also do a lot of great things with our filtering. You can do custom filters based on custom fields based on the last time you spoke to this person, or like last activity date, next activity date, or what stage they're at in the process. And
Can we do multiple filters? Like show them everything to close this month that's at a stage 3 or above and over $10,000.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, you just create the filter with the different criteria. For
just
example, we talked about. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. You can pretty much do and or. We have very sophisticated
Right.
filtering. And this also goes along with, I'm kind of like jumping around here, but
No, that's fine.
Advanced custom reporting. And our advanced custom reporting allows you to take the way that we do custom filtering, which is and or logic, and you can get really specific with it.
Mm-hmm.
You can use that in our custom reporting. And so pretty much you can create a view for yourself. You can have smart alerts set on your report. You could have a report emailed to you every day if it's something that you want to do as a salesperson, as a manager, that things that fall into the report. If you want to make sure that you're kind of on top of what's going on in your CRM at all times, you could do that.
Right.
Very easily. Just like, so if you were seeing, a lot of times I use where's the current pipeline stage contains approval. And then you can even like drag here all of these things if you want to say like responsible user. So you see do and responsible user contains Loretta. You can see all of this information here, but I could even add what's important to me. Maybe that's important. That is a USD. Maybe I want to see what pipeline is in. Maybe I want to take that.
You're dragging the column views over, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
And you can even group
Very,
that.
very slick.
So, and you can even group it
and then save the search, right? So then you don't have to run it.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's always there. And as you know, you can constantly add
or continue to refine the criteria. Yeah.
Sure.
So
cool.
That really allows you to see so Insightly, we really try to position it as something made for executives, managers, and salespeople, very easily for you to input information. So like salespeople being users, we want to make sure it's really easy for you to get in there, input information, get information out, get the numbers you need out of it to do what you need to do to get your business running and grow.
Now, can I build a hierarchy like CEO, CFO, and like, see who reports to who, or is it not built that way?
When you say, can you build a hierarchy, do you mean, can you build like an org chart? Or are you talking about?
Yeah, org chart. It's a better.
No, we don't have the capability for you to do an org chart. What I was asking is we just included this new feature called advanced permissions. So depending on, you can build a hierarchy in terms of how you want people to see data, right? So you could say, I want people to see all the data in the company versus I want my East Coast team to only see their leads, my West Coast team to only see their leads, that sort of thing. But you actually can't build an org chart as you think about, a graphical org chart in the application. That's not part of our feature at this time.
That's cool. What about web forms? Is there a web that integrates into the website?
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay.
So in our system settings, which is available to administrators, this is where you can customize Insightly.
Web to lead.
We have web to lead, web to contact, lead assignment. Workflow is one of our newest features to be able to really, it's one of our more premium features on our higher level plans, but allows you to pretty much trigger a workflow.
Yeah.
Add, you can update, you can change things based on any changes.
Based on any event. So the idea is that basically, one of the main complaints about CRMs is that you have to put in a lot of manual data, right? Manual entry, right? Part of the reason why managers love CRMs is because it gives them data, right? And the reason why sales reps hate them typically is because they have to put in everything manually, right? So the workflow automation takes that into account. So let's say you're a rep and you just closed a deal. You can create a workflow automation that will, as soon as the deal is closed, it will convert, let's say, that opportunity into a project and maybe set up 2 or 3 milestones and then also email the boss that the opportunity was closed. So you can do those sorts of things just by, it's almost like a domino effect, right? You do one thing and then 4 or 5 steps can happen that you don't have to enter manually.
So what's the logic between web to lead versus web to contact? Is that just like a stage of the pipeline just to make it a little bit faster?
No, I mean, it just web to lead will create a lead, whereas web to contact will create a contact. A lot of times people use the web to lead for contact sales, and maybe a web to contact would be a partner form or an affiliate form or something.
Oh, okay.
Where
Gotcha.
you just wanted to create a contact instead. We
do have a number of customers that actually don't use leads at all.
Oh yeah.
They just want to use contacts, and so that's why we have web to contact. So we kind of try to give you the best of all worlds. If you want to use web to leads, you can. If you want to use that with web to contact, you can. Or if you just want to use either one of those, you can as well.
So how are you handling like lists or tags? Different platforms I use. Some tag a contact and they download it, report A, or it's a list and you have a list for report A. So how do y'all segment contacts or leads?
No, that's a great question. So if you look at leads, we actually do have tags.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, different leads can have multiple tags. Also, you could import with your file a tag. So I had met, these people at a trade show. So you can get data into Insightly a couple different ways. You can manually enter it. You could import via CSV or Excel, which is how you get usually export data from other databases. Or we actually have a business card scanner. So you could scan business cards and tag them.
Is that just for a smartphone? It's an app?
Yeah, on iOS and Android. So maybe a use case would be you could see Bart has multiple tags right here. So that's something that you can also do. But if you want to look back and if I want to see everyone who I met at the trade show and maybe I want to take action, in Insightly we have mass email. So I can actually mass email these people from a template that I already have in Insightly. I can add things and I can insert features populated based on even custom fields that you have within Insightly, within your Insightly instance. So you could easily follow up with anyone that you've met, especially from the business card scanner, within minutes. Another thing that I wanted to show you feature-wise, besides tagging, like I said, we have custom fields, so you can kind of differentiate by that. I talked about the activity set, that you could do that within different pipeline stages, but you can also do that right when you log in at a record. So maybe I want to, actually that was not the button I wanted. Maybe I wanted to assign an activity set, a new inbound lead. So when leads come in, I want to make sure my sales team follows up the way I want them to. So I can bulk add an activity set to make sure that when my sales team logs in, they know exactly what they have to do. Or you can even assign it yourself. And you can do that however you want. You can do that to every single lead if you wanted to. You can do those custom filters that we talked about. So maybe it's someone who you've not contacted yet that you want to assign that to. Or if you're not contacted, you want to mass email those people. The CRM is really easy for you to kind of do stuff, but at the same time, it's pretty powerful. Mm-hmm. So,
cool.
That we can cover.
I think we've got most of it. Do you have any more questions?
Yeah.
Let me see. I think I'm trying to get a feedback. I don't know what.
Do you hear it? Do you hear us now? Okay.
I hear you fine.
Oh, okay.
It's looping back on me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think you changed. Did you change something? Good. All right. I think we're good. Gotta love live demos.
Not me.
You have limits on emails, right? I think I saw 500 a day. Is it 500 a day or is it 500 in bulk? Because like if I have 10 salespeople and they each send, 50 people a message like you just showed, would they be capped out for the day?
Yeah, the limit is per instance, and so it depends on your plan. I think you want to show them the pricing page real quickly.
Yes. So
and when you say per instance, is that like is one user an instance or is the whole company an instance?
The whole company is an instance,
okay.
Right? Look on our pricing page, you can see
each
plan what your limits are. So for example, on the free plan, you can only send 10 emails a day.
Yep.
On the you can send 500.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
for example, if you have 10 sales reps on the basic plan, they could send 50 a day before they would be maxed out, right?
Sure. So what about like an email blast? I see MailChimp integration. So, I mean, you're not like a pure email, you're not an ESP.
Right.
Right.
So they need to connect with a MailChimp or an Aweber or something else for if they're a big email sender?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we really look at our mass email as a sales tool, the way that you can follow up fast, not so much as a marketing tool. So we don't support HTML except signatures and email footers pretty much. But if you're doing any marketing blast, you would want to use a MailChimp,
Right.
or anything that has, those images in HTML. But the ability to kind of follow up fast is like with their mass email, but you can also connect your email account to Insightly and follow up that way, saving email really easily when you connect your email to Insightly.
Yeah, we actually do have an integration with MailChimp for our paid plans as well.
Okay.
Those mass email limits up there are when you send email directly from Insightly. But when you integrate with MailChimp, then you're obviously sending it from MailChimp. And so there's obviously, you have to adhere to the MailChimp, plans and MailChimp limits.
And then I haven't played in that space a lot, but I mean, is it through the API, does it like keep lists updated, or would they have to do kind of an export? Like if they want to send an email newsletter to their list, would they have to do an export, then update MailChimp, then send?
No, because we
dynamic.
have an API integration with them. So basically what they do is they just turn on the API integration, and that's where the lists are. And actually one of our new features you can see up there on the pricing page, MailChimp Auto Importer.
Right.
That's available on our professional plan. So it makes it even more automated and less manual.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, and the plus two, I'm sorry. Yes. So it starts on the plus plan. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah. And what we do with the MailChimp, we bring in the opens and the click-throughs and unsubscribe. So you have that information in Insightly.
Yeah. Nice. Any type of mobile app other than the business card scanner?
Oh, yeah. Our mobile app is free, even available on the free account. So it gives you the ability to pretty much have everything that you have in Insightly within the palm of your hands or on the go. Nice. So we're constantly releasing new updates to make sure that the mobile app is at parity with the web app.
Yeah. So we have a native mobile app for iOS and also native mobile app for Android. You can get them, from their respective places, from the App Store as well as Google Play Store.
Right. Okay.
You can't do 100% on the mobile with what you can do in the web app, but that's just kind of the nature of the beast, right? Because it's screen size. But as Megan says, we're always trying to update it to make sure that it's as close as possible in terms of parity with feature sets.
Right. No, that's fine.
Another thing the mobile has that web doesn't is voice. So you could record voice notes.
Oh, voice notes or the conversation?
Well, we call it a note. I mean, it's not the entire conversation. What happens is you can say, yes, remember to, let's say you had a great meeting, remember to follow up next Tuesday. You can create that as a note via voice, and then obviously that will go into the web application as well.
Oh, nice. Is there any type of integrated built-in calling option, like a soft switch sort of, dial from the contacts record?
Not at this time, but it's something that we're looking into because it's a pretty popular request, especially for organizations that use CRM specifically to get new business.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's not mandatory, but I'm seeing more people request it. But it's funny, I don't see that many use it, but I see people ask about it.
Right. Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
One thing that we didn't cover, but I don't know if we're going to go into it, but we have a Gmail. We actually started out as a CRM integrated with Google Apps. So our integration with Gmail is really powerful. And a lot of people actually find out about us from the Google Apps Marketplace. But our integration, we've now made a Chrome extension. It's free and it's available on free plans and pretty much gives you access to Insightly within your Gmail. So it's a Chrome extension. Anytime you get an email from someone, you can see that contact or that lead and see all the information. You can create ad hoc tasks. You can update an opportunity, to create a task to send to someone else, to do a to-do that maybe the email prompts you to do. So we have that available as a Chrome extension and also in Office 2013, Outlook 2013, Office 365 as well. So people who are really have issues kind of adopting CRM and they want it to work the way they work and they're really stuck in their email, this is a really great way to transition them into working within their CRM, into adding information when they're in their email already.
Yeah, that's powerful. That was one of the last things I was going to ask you because so is it like in Google? Is it a sidebar?
Yeah.
Okay. And in Outlook, it's up in the header.
No,
Yeah.
it's in the header. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So Office 365, it's like at the bottom, actually.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't used 365 very much, but I'm an Apple guy.
I get it.
What can I say? All right. Looks cool. I think we covered everything. Anything else? Anything I missed? Gotta make sure we cover.
Yeah, sign up for an Insightly free trial. No credit card required, so you have nothing to lose.
That's right.
There you go. There you go. So one more. Can you show me organizations?
Oh, yeah.
We didn't
It's really
touch on
similar.
that. It should be pretty straightforward, I'm imagining. But
Oh, yes, totally straightforward.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
just create a new one, or
Yeah. Oh, you want to create a new one? Yeah.
well, yeah. I'm looking around.
So it
So
looks really similar the way that
It has the same format.
have the same format as a contact or a lead or an opportunity, in that you have emails, notes, files, task events. You see here who it's linked to. So
Yep.
these are the contacts in that organization. These are the opportunities related, and these are the projects. You
Yep.
see organizations highlighted. It says organization details. So that
Sure.
kind of gives you an idea.
And then just where do you click a new one to create a new one?
Oh, so to
Yeah.
add anything new, I'm just going to get out
we were
of it.
just up there on the right. That was easy.
Yeah, up here.
Organization.
Yeah, up there.
It looks kind of like Google.
Yes. Very
Yeah.
similar.
Coloring, the fonts. It's
Mhm.
Well, I added a fake logo right here, but you have the ability to kind of make it
Right.
nice. I was just trying things out, but usually it's up there. But if you want to make it your
Somewhat custom branding.
custom branding, so people log in, know it's
You should have the Sales Whisperer logo on all of your fake demos.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Just saying. Of course we should.
I'm just saying.
We'll get on that right away.
All right, chop chop. Okay, so as you were saying, go to insightly.com, right? Free demo, no credit card required. And then it'll probably save the lives of puppies and kittens. Thank you for watching this inaugural edition of the CRM Sushi podcast. As you can see, we had a little technical difficulty there at the end with the connection, and we were wrapping it up anyway, so we figured, hey, let's just cut it right there. I'll do a little intro, a little outro, and this one will be in the can. I've got several more already in the queue, so please subscribe to get all of these editions as they come out. I've got Nimble coming up. I've got Sharp Spring, Active Campaign, Lead Fuse, Convert Flow, Convert, and several others already lined up, ready to be released. So as I said in the beginning, the goal is to simply bring on these people, the founders, the executives of these technology companies, and dive in. Even though the name says CRM, we're going to be looking at email providers. We're going to be looking at shopping cart providers, social media management platforms, and aggregators. Anything you use in technology that might plug into a CRM, or anything that can help you as a business owner automate, integrate, and dominate your sales. Obviously, CRMs will be kind of the meat of the interviews, but if you use a tool that is triggered off of your opt-ins, your web forms, your CRM, it could be an SMS type tool. It can be something that triggers a direct mail sequence. If you know of someone, or if you are an inventor, a founder, an executive yourself, and would like to be on the show, hit me up. When you visit the website, there's a contact us there. Just let me know. If it makes sense, we'll have you on. As you can see, these are totally unscripted. I did not give them any talking points. They did not give me any talking points. I want them to give me a demo, just like I'm a new customer, a new prospect. And the goal is not to, there's no gotchas, right? But we do want to know where the strengths and the weaknesses are, right? Who is this for? Who's it not for? And so again, it's not a gotcha. It's just so you can make an informed decision. There's tools that come out seemingly every day, almost every hour. So how do we make heads or tails out of what tools are right for us? That's all I'm trying to ascertain here and get to the bottom of it. So thanks for watching. Again, please subscribe, leave some comments. Let me know what you thought of this. Let me know who else I should interview. And always remember to sell different.